Hello, everybody. Coach Luis here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. Welcome to the short stretch break / movement section here today. Before we get started, you guys, if there's anything you feel needs a little bit of extra love or a little bit of extra stretching or movement or whatever, please go ahead and drop it into the chat. Always looking for suggestions here, always trying to make you guys feel as best you can. Give you guys a second to do that. Routine I got going on today, we're going to focus on some rotation at first. We'll kind of get into the hamstrings a little bit and the calves, and then we'll work on some shoulders and end with something relaxing here today. Yeah, nice, Dan. Want some shoulders? We're definitely going to work in some shoulders. We're going to prepare those shoulders for exercise with Exos today, which is happening at noon Pacific. If you guys have anything else as time goes on, I'll keep an eye out on the chat. Feel free to drop anything in there. What we're going to get started with today, we're going to be on the ground, specifically lying down on our sides. So take a moment to find that space for you. You can grab anything you'd like if you want the head to be supported, but we're lying down on our sides here in the middle of our space. Bring my camera down so you guys can see me here. All right, so starting on our sides, I'm starting here on my right side. Knees are going to be stacked up on top of each other, up around hip level here. Head is supported or unsupported. You can leave it lying on the ground. You can let it float, whatever's most comfortable for you. And then finally, our arms are going to start outstretched, one on top of the other here. All right, from the waist down, we're going to stay motionless. So as we turn, don't let those hips or those knees go anywhere. We're going to open up, separate those arms, open up like a big book, watching that hand all the way with our head. So as the shoulder rotates, as we open up, we're going to be looking past that thumb. We're doing the best we can at that as we go through this one. So feel free to take a breath in this outstretched position. And then let's close the book, watching that hand all the way through. All right, let's do a few more reps here. Try and maintain some nice deep breathing here, you guys. We're not moving particularly fast. Nice and controlled. Making that deep breathing nice and easy. Good job, everybody. Good job. Make sure that lower body isn't going anywhere. Watch that hand all the way. All right, wherever you're at, let's make this next one our last one on this side. Gonna open up. Take a breath in that outstretched position here. Maybe we're also feeling some stretch through the chest, the neck. And finally, let's close the book on this side. Well done. All right, you guys can flip over onto your opposite side. I'm going to turn myself around. Same setup here on this opposite side. So knees up at hip level. From the waist down, we're going to be motionless here. Arms outstretched in front of us. Head supported or floating. Let's start to open up, keeping our eye on that moving arm, that moving hand. Take a breath in that outstretched position. And then we can close the book. We're relaxing a little bit more every time we exhale, nice and slow. Well done, you guys. Well done. It's okay to have one side be a little uneven compared to the other side. It's all right. That's why we're doing this now. Just trying to get as much twist in on this side. Good. Nicely done, you guys. Keep watching that hand. Don't get lazy with the head. Last one here. Wherever we're at, we're going to open up the book one last time. Good job, you guys. Good job. Keep an eye on that hand as it comes to a close. Well done. All right. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn over onto our back. So wherever you guys are at, let's turn over onto our backs here. Feel free to keep the head supported if you have something. If not, we can also just lie that head on the ground. With the knees bent here, we're going to do a little bit of rotation through that lower body now. So feet planted about hip width apart. What we can do is kind of spread out those arms a little bit. And as we rotate here, we're going to keep the shoulders or the back of our shoulders on the ground, but the hips can come up a little bit. So let's let those knees fall out to the left, all the way down to the ground if we can manage, letting the hips and lower back twist a little bit, and then we'll slowly switch it over to the other side, coming through the middle, and relaxing our knees to the ground on the other side. Take a moment to breathe in these positions. Do they feel tight? Do they feel easy? Does one side feel way different than the other? Let's continue to breathe and ease that tension away with each exhale. Deep breathing, you guys. Exhales like you're blowing it out through a straw. Just gonna do one more each side here. All right, final side here. Let's let those knees roll over. Hang out in this position for a sec. All right, let's bring those knees back to the middle. Good job, everybody. Okay, from here, we're gonna stay on our back. So next up, what we're gonna do, keeping both knees bent, one of those legs is gonna straighten out. I'm starting with my right, so right leg is up in the air. Take those hands, interlace those fingers behind that leg. Hands are resting on the hamstring. So now I'm holding this leg up here. It's nice and kind of relaxed, dead weight in my arms. Slightly bent at the knee. We're gonna move from the ankle, first pointing the toes up, and then trying to bring the heel up as close to the ceiling as we can. Now we're just gonna alternate here now. So we're not spending more than a couple seconds in each position. We're looking for some slack with the toes up and then some tension when that heel comes up. Now, everybody's different here, so you might have to pull that leg in a little bit or play around with how much bend is in the knee in order to get your desired tension. As we go, we're still breathing. Even though when we bring that heel up, it can probably feel kind of intense. We don't want it to feel too crazy. Good work, you guys, good work. Back and forth. Let's do one more. Toes up and then heel up. Good job. All right, let's bend that knee. Let's bring that leg back down to the ground. We're going to do the opposite side now. So same deal. Let that opposite leg come up. We'll interlace those fingers behind it. Support it while it's up in the air. So just kind of dead weight here, slightly bent at the knee. Let's do the same thing. Let's find that slack by pointing out the toes up. And then we'll find some tension by bringing that heel up as high as possible. Good job, you guys. Good job. Remember, play around with it. Even between our right and left legs, there's bound to be some asymmetry. So you might be feeling some different tension on this side as compared to the previous one. All is well, though. Let's just keep going in and out. Slack, tension. We're kind of doing a little bit of tissue flossing here, if you will. All right, one more each way. Here we go. Toes up. And then heel up, find that tension. Good. All right, let's bend that knee. Bring that leg down. Great work, you guys. Okay, next, let's take a moment. We're going to turn onto our sides. Let's come up into a hands and knees position here. From here, we're going to kind of get those shoulders going a little bit, warm those shoulders up, get them moving, hopefully have them feeling a little bit better. So hands planted under those shoulders, knees planted under the hips here. We're in a hands and knees position. And from here, we're going to keep the elbows completely locked out. We're just going to kind of move the shoulder blades on the rib cage a little bit. So as we go here, we're going to start by slowly trying to lower ourselves down, pinching the shoulder blades together on the back of our rib cage. Again, elbows are locked out here. Subtle movement. From here, we're going to push away from the ground, move the shoulder blades away from each other, and kind of push up almost like we were going to round our back, but we don't go as far as to round that back. So try and keep that spine nice and straight. It's a subtle movement as we lower ourselves down, shoulder blades pinch, we push away, shoulder blades come away from each other. Maybe we're starting to feel that kind of in the underarm. As you guys get the hang of it, we can slowly start to move just a little bit quicker. We want to feel that squeeze in the shoulder blade area, kind of in between where the shoulder blade and the armpits are. Good job, you guys. Remember, keep those elbows completely locked out. No bend of the elbows here. Subtle movement. We're just lowering the rib cage down towards the ground a little bit. Shoulder blades pinch. We push the rib cage away from the ground. Shoulder blades travel away from each other. Let's do a few more. Wanted to include this one today just to make sure everyone's shoulders were good to go for exercise with Exos today. Looking forward to that class. Let's do 2 more reps. Sink, push, one last time here. Sink, and then push. Good job, you guys, good job. Okay, finally, we're gonna end with something nice and relaxing. We can stay in that hands and knees position here. With the knees, we can take them a little wider than hip width if you'd like. We're gonna walk those hands out in front, and then we can sink those hips back, pull our hands into a comfortable position, and find a nice kind of child's pose here. Feel free to rest your face, chin, or cheek on the mat or the ground. I'm just gonna take a few breaths here. Open up those shoulders, open up that low back, sit back in these hip joints. Good job, you guys. Breathe deeply into the middle of that torso. Try and expand everything like an inflating balloon. You want to feel some tension through that stomach and that low back as we inhale, take in all the air that we possibly can. And then slowly control that nice long exhale. Let's do one more deep breath. Feel free to stay in that position. Continue to breathe if you'd like. You can also bring our hips away from our heels, put a little more weight into those hands here, you guys. That is all the time I have left for this session this morning. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, Coach Luis here. A few things that we got going on later today. Obviously, I mentioned Exercise with Exos. That's at 12 p.m. Pacific. We got Dance Fusion with Vardui this week. That's at 12:30 p.m. And then another stretch break with me at 2:30. Did I say? I meant 12:30 for Dance Fusion, 2:30 for my stretch break, and then 4:30 for Abs and Core / mobility with Brittany. So full slate of live offerings here today. You guys, hope to see you guys in those classes later on. Take care. Catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks, Luis.
See you guys. Thank you.